Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta Unwavering Saiyan Pride figure. It's a mouthful, but I think it might be the best Vegeta we've gotten to date. Maybe. There's a lot going on here that we've seen before, but there's some new stuff, and I think the new stuff just tips it over the edge, despite the other flaws. So I think there's some stuff you might want to see here. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we get into the figure, let's get into my package. It's a good package. They're going with the blue background for the blue figure again. Some people love it. I prefer more contrast, but hey, it's a nice looking package. It was the first of the modern packaging for SH Figuarts that I've seen. Maybe Kamen Rider came earlier, but it's good packaging. Nothing too crazy, but good. Okay. I don't know, how many of you care about the packaging? I've had so many people request that I talk about the packaging that I do it now, but I'm wondering, do you guys care? It doesn't take that long, maybe I should do it regardless. Alright, let's go ahead and start with the height measurement. This guy stands to the top of his head about 13 centimeters, overall about 15 and a half, a little shy of that. That's going to make him roughly 5 1/8 and then 6 inches. This guy is available for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. I'll put a link in the description below. Okay, question of the day. Not the one about packaging, the one about Vegeta. Which version of Vegeta is your favorite? It can be figure-wise or it can just be fiction-wise. For me, the super duper blue-haired version is my favorite. I think it's the coolest look for him. Don't care about the purple, don't care about the eyebrowless version. I just want the blue one that was, what, at the end of Super? I think that's what it was. That's my favorite. Unless you're going to count Super Saiyan 3, but I'm not going to count that. So this one kind of works for me. I like it. Let's go ahead and talk about the aesthetic. First thing I noticed is the metallic hair is a good look. I either like it flat paint or metallic like this. Don't like the transparent hair. I think this is a good way to go about the Saiyan hair. Especially the fancier the hair gets. The higher the level, I don't mind the metallic popping in. Alright, and then the other thing I noticed was a nice flat finish. It's not plasticky. It's not plasticky at all, even on the white spots. Looks really good. It makes it look so much better. It's a nice flat finish, especially this yellowish color, whatever you want to call that. It's a very nice looking figure. It's a little bit basic. I don't know about shading. I don't see any. It could be there super subtly, but I'm not seeing any shading, so I'm guessing there's no shading. Or if there is, it's just really subtle, and so you can take that into consideration. But it still looks really good. The paints are clean enough, except at his neck it's a little iffy. If you lift the head up, mine's got a little bit of bleeding going on around there, but it's not super noticeable because you can't see it most of the time. And then the other thing that stood out to me is the head sculpt on this guy looks really good. I could be crazy, but I'm pretty sure these are all new heads. Or at least the faces, but I'm guessing it's the entire head, and it looks so much better to me. And if I'm wrong, I could be crazy that it's not a new one, it's just their application of it looks better, or I'm not remembering another one. But this is a much better Vegeta head than some of the ones we've seen, where this part of the head, so you have the widow's peak, the point that comes down, and then you have the big curvy spots. Those are usually very far forward on the head, and it gives him a really flat face. This goes back appropriately and makes him look so much better. I would say infinitely better. I can ignore all of the other flaws of the figure just because the head looks so much better. So, with that being said, I would say the aesthetic on this figure gets a 9 out of 10. It looks so much better. It could have some shading, but with the flat finish, the good head sculpt, the metallic hair looks really nice here. I am quite pleased. Very, very pleased. I was thinking this was going to be a throwaway release, but it turns out it's not. Now, as far as accessories go, it's not the most satisfying bunch, but it's okay. We have 4 faces. We have the angry one, the other angry one, the smirky one, and then the yelling one. I think they're just splendid. They look really, really good. We do have the folded arms. I'll put a note in there if they work effectively or not. And then we have the usual spread of hands. Nothing crazy, but it's definitely enough. So that's good. I'll go 8 out of 10 because of the extra faces and the arms, and it's a lot of hands, but we still have no blast effect or flight stand or whatever you want to call it, so we have a little bit of room for improvement there still, because Bandai is going skimpy on the Dragon Ball accessories. Alright, now let's talk about the articulation. Most of this is reused stuff, so it's not going to be surprising, but maybe they adjusted some things. Maybe some things work better, maybe some things work worse. So let's find out. Unfortunately, we still have the ball hinge. We still have the ball hinge at the top of the neck, so it does look up and down, but if you want it to lean side to side, you're going to have to do the shimmy, the ball hinge shimmy, and then you can get them to lean. So it's okay, but it's definitely not better than just a ball peg. You do get the neck that is on a ball peg, but it barely moves down there, so it's not the best neck, it's not the worst, it'll be okay. For the shoulders, we have the old school butterfly, which is okay enough. It doesn't really afford much benefit, but it's not a huge problem. It's just nowhere near as good as it could be, so you know, there's that. You have the full rotation there, the shoulder, the standard ball hinge, not quite up to horizontal, but pretty close. Yeah, I can't get it up there. That's unfortunate. Bicep swivel is fine, double jointed elbow. Works fine. This is, like I said, this is nothing really new here, so we're just making sure it all is still alright. Ball hinge for the wrist, that's fine. Torso on this guy is a good example of over-engineering. You don't need to do all this, because you can do this. And, like, okay, you're not going to obviously do that for the sake of doing that. I'm doing that for dramatic effect, but it doesn't really... it doesn't offer very much. You get all that craziness just to have him lean a little bit forward. It's not really that good. Leaning back, it gets gappy almost immediately. He can do it, but it does get gappy pretty quick. Side to side is very limited. There's no need for such a simple design here to not just be a couple of double ball peg, a couple of ball pegs, and just let it go to town. Instead, we have crazy hinges and things that don't really work that well. Rotation is there at an angle, but it works okay. And then for the waist, of course, you get your rotation there, and you get the forward and back, which does help with the crunching, no doubt. I'm just commenting when I say it's really limited. That's this one. That's this over-engineered one. That's super limited. Now you can crunch them down up there too, and that'll be fine for posing, so ultimately it's okay. But that joint needs to be reworked for sure. This one works okay. Let's see how the hips work, because those have been a sticking point on this guy for a while. Going out to the side, yeah, still not good. One side gets better than the other, but it's still very limited going out to the side. That needs an update big time. Going forward, we had some problems in the past. They used to stop right there, and you still feel that, but you can push it and get it up to just about horizontal, so that's okay. Then going back, I do like this. This is back before they started giving them butt cheeks. You can put the legs back, so you can have them kick forward and back, and that's a good thing. So yeah, the hips are definitely improved in some ways, but still quite limited. Thigh swivel is fine. Double jointed knee, no problem there. That's okay. And then for the ankles, we still have this garbage design. I hate this. I hate this a lot. It's a double ball peg that is just... why? There's not enough thought put into that. I'm not going to say no thought, but going back is just atrociously ugly. Going forward works, but that's the only benefit of that design, and it's still really gappy. There's basically no ankle rocker unless you want it to look like that, which is just ridiculous. So yeah, those ankles are butts. Hate them. Hate. And then the toe joint barely works. So his feet suck. His ankles and feet suck. The rest is definitely acceptable, I would say. So it comes down to whether or not you're willing to sacrifice those downsides for the upside of the cool hair, the nice finish, and the good head sculpt. I'll give the articulation a 7. It's fine. Nothing impressive. It is okay. Most of it, well, at least half of it, I would say, needs to be updated. Alright, and now it's time for the final verdict. I am, as a collector, thrilled with this figure. I love the overall look of it. Obviously, that's very subjective. As a reviewer, they updated some things in a very good way. They didn't update other things. I have to try to balance that. For you, it might be different, but for me, I'm going to say this is an 8 out of 10. Overall, 8 out of 10. Love the head. Love the finish. The articulation still needs a lot of work. It's been fixed a little bit, but not enough. So I'm going to just keep it at an 8. If they fixed the hips and the ankles, this guy could be a 9. 9.5 maybe, if it had some shading or a blast effect. But yeah, I'm comfortable leaving it at 8. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but that's it from me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.